Hi, my name is Robert. This video is designed to give you step-by-step detailed instructions on completing the task at hand. Please read the comments in the About section of this video. It has valuable information and updates. My YouTube channel has a disclaimer video that I encourage you to watch. And please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found what you're looking for. Thank you very much for watching. What's happening, party people? I am renting a one-way Penske rental truck with one of their tow dollies. They did not allow me to use my own tow dolly because they want me to have their equipment. Guess that way they can make sure it's serviceable. They have a quick connect here to hook up their tow dolly, release it. You pull that pin, you lift this up, squeeze it with that trigger, and now you can lift it up off the ball. When you go to put it on the ball, you just drop it on there and it locks in. But you do want to put this safety pin in here. If the safety pin's missing, find something else to stick in there. That way you never have to worry about that ball coming loose. Also, the plug for the lights is there. You got security extra cables here and there, hook on there, and now we're going to attach the car. To attach the car, the first thing you want to do is release the straps. This is some kind of safety for the straps as well. Pull that out. Lift this up. To get the strap loose, I had to push and hold this up, push this down with the same hand, and now I could pull the strap loose, kind of like a Chinese jigsaw puzzle. Didn't need to take the strap all the way out. That made it loose enough to get away so I could put the car on there. Now I come over here and unhook this backup security chain. You hook that up to the frame of the car once the car is up there. Let me get this other side loose, and then we're going to pull the drop pin so that the ramps fall to the ground and I can drive the car up on there. I got both sides ready to drive the car up on here. Now I pull the drop pin. I put my foot on here to get some weight off of this pin. This has to rotate. To get this pin out, you got to put a little bit of weight on this part of it. You lift this up so that it can pivot out of the way of the pin. Now you swivel the pin up. Now you pull the pin back, and the dolly falls to the ground. So now I can drive the car up on the dolly. You want to move these things out of the way so you don't crash your car into those and damage those or your car. Now I'm ready to pull the car up on the ramp. You want to go nice and slow. You'll get some resistance. You want to park and brake set on the vehicle. The vehicle's off. It's in park. When you hit up here, that'll be your notification to stop. You'll feel it, and this thing will pivot up a little bit for you. Hopefully your car's not too low and you won't drag your car on those ramps. Make sure the car seems to be going evenly up on the ramps on both sides. Looks like I could come about an inch toward the driver's side. Felt the car bump come to a stop. And I'm a little bit too far to the passenger side, so I'm gonna go back down and come up again closer to the driver's side. I want those wheels centered in there. Well, I'm still not centered, but I'm centered enough. Now you only want to use this type of dolly when you're transporting a front wheel drive car. You do not want to try to transport an all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive car with a tow dolly unless you've disconnected the transmission or drive shaft. So let me go ahead and show you how to secure the straps. So I take the straps and I thread them up over the tire. Might take two hands to do that. Let me get two hands on this. So I have the strap coming up on both sides of the tire. Make sure you reach your hand around there and it feels centered. Now once you come down here, you want to pull this center. It'll slide across. There it is there. So now you can pull the strap through and start tightening it on your tire. I got the strap pulled mostly through. Now I just crank this thing until it starts tightening on the tire. So you can try to make sure that's centered in the tire when you tighten it. So I'm ratcheting and tightening this down, and I want to pull this down until I see my wheels starting to pudge a little bit. You can hear it tightening up on your tires. Alright, that should be tight enough. So now I want to take that pin and put that pin in there. I don't see one on this side, so I'm going to surely do it on the other side. Yeah, the safety pin is missing on the other side. And I also want to put this over, and that'll lock down. Let me go let them know this is missing a safety pin off this trailer. Got everything strapped up there. I wrapped the chain around the bar a couple times, hooked it on my toe snatch hook in case something happens and this thing tries to depart this tow dolly. Same thing on the other side. I pin that safe there. I'm going to go by Penske and pick up another pin for the other side. I dropped that pin there to lock that down. We are good to go. Make sure your parking brake's not set, or if you got a car that's drive rear wheel, make sure your axle's disconnected, and so you don't mess up your all-wheel drive. Check your owner's manual on your car. If your car is front wheel drive, you do want to leave it in park because that'll stop it from rolling off of there. Also, if you got a rear wheel drive car, you could actually back the car up on here, secure it, and then make sure your steering wheel's locked. Do not tow a rear wheel drive car with the front tires on the dolly, even if you put the car neutral. It only takes a few miles to destroy a transmission if that car is rolling with the rear tires on the ground. So you need to back it up on the dolly if you're going to use this type of dolly. It's best to use a tow trailer that gets all of the tires off the ground if you're going to tow a rear-wheel drive car or an all-wheel drive vehicle. This type of dolly is best for front-wheel drive vehicles like you see me using it here. Again, if you are going to try to use this dolly with a rear-wheel drive car, you want to back the car up on the dolly. And we're good to go. Let's start this thing up, take it home and unhook it. Start the truck. You have to push that button on the end. That puts the vehicle in the tow mode. Let's fire it up. Let's see if we can see anything on the dash that'll indicate that for us. Release the parking brake. Now I'm gonna push the button up here to put it in tow mode, and I got a little trailer light lit right there in the dash. So this is a newer vehicle, 22,000 miles on it. Before you take off, you really should check the lights. Turn the lights on there, make sure the lights on the dolly work, turn on the flashers, turn on the turn signals, and then step on the brakes. Just make sure all your lights work before you get out on the road. You don't want to get a ticket, and you also want other motorists to know your intentions while you're driving. And the best way for that to happen is for those lights to work on your tow dolly. Once you get to the location where you plan to load the truck, you will need to get your vehicle out of the way and get the tow dolly out of the way and secure. When you get the car off of it, unhook everything. Go ahead and ratchet your straps back up so they don't get damaged. And then stand on that and get that pin back locked. Come up here, unplug this, unhook these two things. Pull the safety pin out of here, and then squeeze the trigger and lift that thing up like that to get this back off of the ball. And you're good to go. Another thing you want to know is never leave these things unsecured anywhere. People steal them all the time. I'm about to move it, and I'm going to show you how I secure it whenever I'm not towing. You're towing with your own vehicle, those hooks right there, you could hook them into your back bumper, or your tow hitch should have rings like that you can hook those onto. Whenever you're towing the tow dolly without anything on there, make sure all of your things are secure. I just drug this about half a block into my parking area. You gotta wrap this stuff up, tied up, make sure it's not dragging the ground. Now, I'm gonna show you how I secure these things, because people steal them all the time. Ask me how I know. First thing I'm gonna do is unhook it. I'm gonna roll it back into this parking area. I'm gonna put the front up by this pole so I can put a padlock on the pole, and that's not the end of it. I had mine double chained on the pole, and they came under this parking area facility, and I guess sawed through both chains and drove off with it. So let me show you what I do now. First things first, I wrap a cable around the pole, wrap both of them around there if you can, and lock the cables against the handbar. These things are relatively easy to roll around. As long as you're not on any kind of heel, you can lift this up with one hand, roll it around, and secure it like that. Move it wherever you want to move it to. Second thing I do, I have a ball lock. You lock this into the ball, put this over it, and it has a key. These cost about $25 or so from Walmart, or most of the places that rent these to you can sell these. Put this in there, that way nobody can put this on their ball and drive away with it. There's a lot of steel to cut through. Can be done, but it'll slow down the rookies. That's the second thing I do. Last but not least, if you get holes in there, I got a cable that I run through there. I'll show you how I install that. I run the cable through there. I run the cable through here some kind of way, or wrap it around there so that nobody could drive away without cutting this cable. Let me get this set up so I can show you how I finished up with this one. There it is. I'm around that thing there, and I'm going through the wheel. This is going to slow anybody down that tries to get this thing. I got it locked up 3 ways. Can they steal it? Yes, but they're going to have to give it a lot more effort. Got some damage to this thing here. I didn't notice when I picked it up. It's a good idea to have a pair of gloves that you can handle all this stuff with. It's also a good idea to have something you could throw on the ground, because it's easier to crawl around on the ground when you need to make these connections. If not, wear clothes that you don't mind laying on the ground with. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them. Hope this helps you. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.